Okay, well, we've got this wonderful food from Prospectors. We got some frozen chicken wings, which are already cooked through, and we got some frozen pierogies too. So basically, we're gonna take the easy route, so you're not in the kitchen all day long. We're just gonna get them out of the bag, and we're gonna cook them from frozen right on this pan. So you really wanna get in there, just take a few extra moments where you're getting this ready, just to make sure all your chicken wings are happy. They're spread out. They've got a little bit of space to do their thing. You don't want to stack too high. Nice and spread out. We have our oven preheated to 350 degrees. Okay, now we've got a couple of pans here. Parchment paper will withstand oven temperatures up to 500 or 600 degrees and allows the food not to stick. Traditionally, people want to boil pierogies until they float. It's a great way to do it. With this, by roasting them in the oven nice and slow, we're going to eliminate the need for you to be in the kitchen around your boiling water. So once again, we're going to make sure they're all happy on the pan, nice and spread out. Now instead of standing over top of boiling water, we're just going to have to rotate these a couple times through the cooking. So that's it. We've got our pierogies and our chicken wings ready to go in. About halfway through the cooking time, so probably about 12 minutes in, we're going to flip them around and just to make sure the cooking stays evenly all the way through. I'm just gonna pull out my chicken wings, my pierogies, just give them a quick little stir. That way I know they're all getting happy and no one's gonna get overcooked. I like to use tongs, that way I can get right in there. Less chance I'm gonna actually drop them on the floor as well. So I'm just looking to make sure everyone's cooking at the same time, move them around a bit. Since we're using the parchment paper, we won't be worried about sticking. And once again, because of the aluminum foil we're using, it's gonna be an easy cleanup at the end. Less dishes is a happier host. And once again, same thing with the pierogies. These are a bit more delicate. We try not to puncture the dough, but if you do, it's not the end of the world. It's gonna taste great no matter what. And then back in the oven. So now our wings are ready for us. Since they were pre-cooked, all we were really doing is running them through, and we want the skin to get crunchy. So when the sauce gets in there, you don't have sloppy, soggy wings. But essentially, when that sauce permeates the wing, it's gonna soften up a little bit anyway. So make sure you got your hands nice and safe. We're gonna go in and grab our chicken wings. Oh, you can smell them. Now because they're a buffalo style wing, they've been dredged in flour. So instead of it just being the chicken skin that's getting crunchy, actually the flour is getting crunchy too and allowing us that other little level of crunchiness in there. So essentially we're gonna do two different styles of wings here. We got another gorgeous sauce here from Prospector Foods. The sweet and spicy Thai sauce, which is spicy but not too bad. Essentially, when the wings are still hot is when you wanna get your sauce on them. If you let them cool down too much, the skin is going to close back up and the natural pores in the meat won't accept the sauce as readily. Okay, sweet Thai chili from Prospector Foods. And it's the same with everything. You can always add more sauce, but you can't take it away. So go easy, try and please the whole crowd. If somebody wants more, you can always add it on the side. No big deal. Now you can probably, if you're brave enough, you can just toss them here like this. If you're worried about splashing on your clothes or on the floor, just get your tongs in there and shuffle them around. And our second ones, okay, we have our butter and sauce mixture here, which is just basically 50-50. It's half Frank's red sauce and half of it's butter. I'm swirling here just to kind of bring it all together. The milk solids will start separating from the butter as it melts. And you can always get your finger in there and taste test your product before you put it on your chicken wings. That way, if I find this too spicy right now, I can mild it down by adding more butter. Or if you want it more spicy, you can add more hot sauce or chili flakes in there. That's perfect. That's just where I want it to be. I got a little bit of heat, but not so much that it's gonna burn your face off. Okay. Now, our pierogies. Now essentially these are done, but we've got all these fun ingredients we're gonna add to them. So we're gonna plate these. We're gonna have the chive-infused sour cream. We got our crunchy bacon bits, and we also got our caramelized onions. We're gonna put that all together in a nice platter, and it's great food for sharing. So our first batch of pierogies, this is a more traditional recipe. This is something that my mom used to make me all the time when I was a kid. So I've got our infused sour cream here with the chives. Well, that's a big blob, it's right on the top here. Crispy bacon. And of course, our caramelized onions. I'm gonna pop that right on top. And just one last finish. Because the white and the green of the chives kind of just offsets. One more dollop on top, just for a little bit of presentation. There you go, traditional pierogies. Now our second one is a little bit more health conscious. We have dairy in the pierogies already because of the cheddar cheese, but we're not gonna use any meat. So if you have a vegetarian, this is a little bit of an option for them. I've got some extra virgin olive oil here. Just gonna use my brush and just start to drizzle around. Now this is, you could just use any old sea salt and grind it up. This is Himalayan pink mountain salt. It's a bit more expensive, but the flavor is definitely worth it. And we've got our garlic that's been cooling off here. Well, just slow roasted in the oven while we're doing the other things here. Now if you see where we cut it off at the bottom, it's got these natural places where I can just squeeze out my garlic. So you take your bulb, and you can just push that right out. To balance off garlic, parsley is always a good option. It helps diffuse the punginess of the garlic. Even though we've got it sweet, it's still gonna have a little bit of a garlic flavor to it. So I take my parsley here and kind of curl it all up. This is called chiffonade. So I got it really small. Let's get my knife in there and nice fine chop.